Outstanding as always. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce our student athletes for tonight. First up, West Clermont Wolves.
Denny, are we on?
Please welcome Hannah Thacker.
I can, thanks. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Indian Hill High School in Cincinnati, Ohio, for tonight's game between the Indian Hill Braves and the West Clermont Wolves. The introduction to the players is about to start, a non-league game. The first in 3 games for Indian Hill. They played a week ago today against Deer Park, and then on Friday at Wyoming. Now a home game back here to take on West Clermont. If those of you that are listening are unfamiliar with West Clermont, it's a combination of 2 schools that came together 2 years ago. If you're familiar with Amelia High School and Glen Estee High School, those no longer exist. They've been merged into West Clermont. 2,300 kids, and by comparison, Indian Hill High School, 650 students. So starting lineups here for West Clermont: DJ Vianello, 6'1" junior. Number 20, Gavin Pitts, 5'8" senior. Number 23, Ismail, a 6-foot senior. Number 30, John Eicholtz, a 6'2" senior. And number 53, Jackson Ames, a 6'10" junior. For the Braves, number 1, Wyatt Walks, a 6-foot sophomore. Number 3, Trey Lopez, a 5'11" junior. Number 11, Ben Bader, is a 5'10" senior. Jalen Thornton, number 15, a 6'3" senior. And Johnny Baltima, number 44, a 6'7" senior. You look at these 2 teams, and if you throw out the exception with Johnny Baltima at 6'7" and Jackson Ames at 6'10", the rest of the team will be somewhere in the neighborhood of 5'10" to 6'3". So a couple of tall guys, but for the most part, guards just like any other game. Again, West Clermont forming last year was the first year that they played basketball and beat the Braves. The Braves had played 5 games in a period of 8 days, the last of which was against West Clermont out there, and Braves a little run down and game got away from them. But here we are tonight, and the tip will go to West Clermont. Jackson Ames, we mentioned, the big man. You'll see him on your screen. Terrific player, and already with a couple of offers, one from Miami of Ohio, the other from the University of Toledo. West Clermont comes out in the flex, gets an easy bucket to start things, and back the other way for Indian Hill. West Clermont will run the flex. They'll make you sit down and guard and spend time. Johnny Baltimore with the first shot for Indian Hill, a 3, no good. Coming back the other way for West Clermont, 2-0, 7:19 left here in the first quarter. I'd like to say hello to all the grandparents, all the parents, aunts, uncles, friends around the country watching. They get another good shot in close, West Clermont does, with the flex offense, but unable to connect. Indian Hill the other way, and Wyatt Wax is going to draw a foul. We talked about Wyatt Wachs, a sophomore, and the good work he's done here early in this season for Indian Hill. Had a terrific game on Tuesday night a week ago against Deer Park, game in which he scored 12 points, but the way he did it, incredibly impressive. The poise that he showed, very under control in a game which Deer Park sped up the Braves, did not speed him up. Ben Blader with the ball up top, off to Trey Lopez, out to Jalen Thornton. He'll drive it. He can do that. Wyatt Wachs is going to take the three on the pin-down screen and hit it. Looks like number 23, Ismail, a little gimpy coming back down the other way, but he's okay, thankfully. So Wyatt Wachs gets things started here with a three for the Braves. They have a 3-2 lead with 6.5 left in the first quarter. Ismail will take the shot and miss. Johnny Baltimore, nice job boxing out Jackson Ames. Ben Bader the other way. Trey Lopez will pull from three. No good. Jackson Ames with the rebound. You can't teach 6'10". Jackson Ames played JV basketball as a sophomore last year for West Claremont, but has developed quite a bit here in the past year. Johnny doing a good job holding him off, but Ames able to tap it back. West Claremont will keep possession. It's one of the keys, I think, tonight for Indian Hill. Got to rebound the basketball, and then they're not doing it now, but when West Claremont does run the flex, got to stay high on those screens on the baseline. Nice job by Ismail to get the step through. Nice left hand with the bucket. And West Claremont will take the lead 4-3. 5:30 left in the first quarter. Braves doing a nice job with ball movement. Another outside shot. Lopez with the miss. Ismail back the other way. A spin move and great help by Jalen Thornton forces a travel. Talked about it all year. Jalen Thornton, for a guy that doesn't play a lot of basketball, just has a knack. That kind of help. You can see guys that play 100 games a year that don't know how to help in that fashion. Jalen Thornton, a great teammate and very smart basketball player. Ben Bader will bring it up for the Braves. Indian Hill wants to be patient. You'll notice West Claremont fighting through screens. And West Claremont, if you screen them and you screen them hard, good things will happen. Braves trying to do that early. Jalen Thornton forcing the issue, drawing the foul. Nice, smart play there. It's a second team foul for West Claremont. But the Braves definitely want to set screens and set them hard and try to get good stuff out of that. You'll see a lot of that tonight. Of course, part of that is waiting for the screen and being patient, knowing how to use it. Trey Lopez with a drive-by, gets to the basket. Contact, no foul. And they are going to have a foul. On the rebound, Jalen Thornton fouled by Jackson Ames. That's his first. Third team foul. 4 minutes, 44 seconds left in the first period, 4-3. West Claremont leads. The other thing you'll notice about West Claremont, they will get out and guard you regardless of how far away you are from the basket, with the exception of Jackson Ames. Understandable is 6'10". Johnny Baltimore with a nice decision there. Another good screen. No shot clock in Ohio basketball. Might as well take your time and get exactly what you want. Lopez with another good look. That one doesn't fall, but a good look there. If the Braves can get that kind of look, they have a good opportunity. Looking at what these two teams do, both teams take about 46 shots a game. Indian Hill takes about 37% of its shots from the three. West Claremont about 29% from the three, but if you run the flex and you got a 6'10", you can understand why that would be. Both teams get to the line about 15 times a game, so very similar. One thing about West Claremont, they're a little more up and down, averaging about 70 points a game. Trey Lopez gets the steal, takes it all the way, finishes with the right hand. The Braves reclaim the lead 5-4, 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this first quarter. Speaking of some of those, and here we go. Johnny Baltimore doing a good job keeping Jackson Ames a little bit away from the basket. Three-point shot there is good by John Eichholz. John Eichholz, if that name sounds familiar, a cousin to the Eichholz family here in Indian Hill. David and Nancy Eichholz and their sons Reed and Dawson, who played here just a couple of years ago, now at Johns Hopkins and Lafayette respectively. Eichholz with the try down at the other end, no good. The ball will be out of bounds. Eichholz, strong player, had a good game against Indian Hill last year. That's one thing you do notice. It's a difference about this team physically. If you throw out the 6'7" and the 6'10", for the most part, all these guys out on the floor right now for both teams, somewhere between 5'10" and 6'3". However, West Clermont, a physically stronger team. So hopefully the Indian Hill Braves can play strong tonight and use their quickness to their advantage. Another good screen. Johnny Baltimore obviously in on the scouting report to set good solid screens. Gets a return pass, and that's a 3 for Johnny Baltimore. Puts the Braves up 8-7 with 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Entry pass into Ames. Baltimore doing a nice job, if you notice where he caught that ball, walling up. Good finish by Ames. Good defense by Johnny Baltimore, even better finish by Ames. We mentioned a couple of offers, one from Miami of Ohio, the other from the Toledo Rockets. Another post player in the city of Cincinnati with an offer from Miami of Ohio. Abba Lawal down at Withrow started his career elsewhere, but playing at Withrow now and with a 6'11" frame. Different type of player, 6'11", 210 pounds versus Jackson Ames, as you can see him here, 6'10", 240 pounds. Lawal, a senior, Ames, a junior. See what happens there as far as where they go. Whitehead with the ball, shaking up Ames. Going to the basket, gets the friendly roll. Amari Whitehead bringing energy and attack mentality, and it's 10-9 Braves. Ames able to get it right there at the 10. Johnny Baltimore with a good foul. That'll send Ames to the line. Jackson Ames, a 44% free throw shooter. So if the Braves are going to give something up right at the basket, they'd like to make him earn it. First one a little bit strong. Have a substitution for the Braves, Colton Brewer, the senior. Colton Brewer, 6'2", senior, number 40, will check in for Johnny Baltimore here at the 1:45 mark, first quarter. Ames, true to his nature, 44% free throw shooter, hits 1 of 2. Ties this game at 10, and he'll take a rest. As West Clermont will match the substitution of Indian Hill, get the two big guys off the floor. Lawal, trying to think of earlier, Walnut Hills is where he started his high school career. Trey Lopez with the take, no good. West Clermont back the other way, and they'll push it. So another thing you notice about this West Clermont team, you got to get back. Braves do a good job of it. Running that flex. Getting good catches close to the basket. Braves doing a good job, though, to contest. Trey Lopez with the active hands down the other way with the steal and the foul. So they'll make Trey Lopez earn a couple from the line. And Trey Lopez early getting involved defensively and pushing this thing for the Braves to put them in position to get transition buckets. Trey Lopez is 76% free throw shooter on the season. Not many of these Braves shoot a lot of free throws. 3 or 4 guys bunched up for the lead for the Braves, all in the low 20s. And here is the Braves are playing their 12th game of the season. So not a team that is forcing the issue and getting to the line a lot. Nobody's going to shoot 100 free throws this year. But Trey Lopez at the line now, 76%. He's good on the first one, and Ames is going to check right back into the game, as is Ishmael. So Braves with Sam Richardson, Ben Bader, Trey Lopez, all guards, Colton Brewer, and Amari Whitehead, I guess you could call forwards, out on the floor. And Brian Lewis is going to check in for Trey Lopez. Like to say hello to a couple of the families. Ben Bader's family down in West Palm Beach. Johnny Baltima's family up in the great state of Michigan and down in Puerto Rico. Ames actively looking to get post position and have somebody just throw it up so he can get it. The Wolves unable to get it to him so far, but do lob it finally, and Colton Brewer is going to be called for the foul on the floor. Not a shooting foul, the first for Brewer, and just the second for Indian Hill here in this first quarter. Interesting, Ames going to inbound it. Imagine he inbound it and then step right back in. And he does just that. Good help defense from Sam Richardson to deny lob pass, but they do get it to him. Jackson Ames with another two. Jackson Ames now with 5 points here in the first quarter. "20 seconds left. We're tied at 12. Braves have played a good quarter, done a lot of the things that they wanted to do. And that's going to be a foul called on West Claremont. And number 20, Gavin Pitts. Gavin Pitts, seems to me, might have started a couple of years ago at Anderson. West Claremont, an open enrollment school, for those of you thinking about how old we've had the last year or so. A lot of talk about guys switching schools. The difference, West Claremont, an open enrollment school district. Subject to the 11-game sit-out, but nothing more. Ben Bader with the shot late on the shot clock, or the game clock. Braves unable to get a rebound and put it in, but a great first quarter, great start by the Braves. This game's tied 12-12 at the end of one. And looking at the season so far for West Claremont, it's a team that comes into tonight with a 9-3 record, 5-2. In second place, tied for second with Walnut Hills and Loveland in the East Cincinnati Conference. Just a game behind Turpin, who sits at 6-1. Both Indian Hill and West Claremont played Turpin. For Indian Hill, it was the first game of the year back on November 30th, a 65-55 loss. Indian Hill actually tied at the end of three quarters, but kind of ran out of gas in that one. For West Claremont, they played Turpin on Tuesday, November 11th. Now I take that back, December 11th, and they lost that one to Turpin at home, 70-51. The other common opponent, Anderson. For Indian Hill, it was Tuesday, December 4th, a home game. Indian Hill beat Anderson 46-40. And for West Claremont, they were at Anderson on Tuesday, December 8th, and lost that one by 14 points, 55-41. So both teams playing opponents similarly, and both teams tied here at the end of first quarter, 12-12. Braves on the floor with Brian Lewis, Johnny Baltima, Trey Lopez, Jalen Thornton, and Wyatt Wachs. Ames on the floor for West Claremont. And how about the big fella getting on the floor? Two big fellas. Of course, Jalen Thornton heading off to University of West Virginia to be a Mountaineer football player next year. Jalen Thornton matched up with John Eicholtz. John Eicholtz, the 6'2" senior that's probably the best player on this Wolves team. Ishmael squares up on Trey Lopez, drives, but great help by Jalen Thornton. Ball's loose, picked up by Eicholtz, and Eicholtz will drain the three to put West Claremont up by 3, 15-12. Great help by Jalen Thornton. Unfortunately, Braves unable to come up with the ball. Trey Lopez with another open look. This time he's good. And he ties the score at 15 with 7 minutes left in the second quarter. this West Claremont team, not only the combination of Glen Estey and Amelia high schools, but drawing players from Anderson, from Batavia. It's kind of become the destination out in the eastern side of Cincinnati. Eichholz pulls up. Good defense by Thornton. Braves back the other way. Trey Lopez with the ball. Trey Lopez drawing the foul, and that foul will be on number 20, Gavin Pitts. Trey Lopez with a nice little stutter step, change of pace. Gavin Pitts, the referee said, reached for it. Trey Lopez made him pay, and Trey Lopez is going to be right back at the line. Again, 76% free throw shooter. And they have a couple of substitutions here for West Claremont. Number 2, Brandon Steele checking into the game. And also number 25, Alex Wilsbach. Wilsbach, a 6'3 junior, and Steele, a 6'1 senior. Trey Lopez good on the first one. That was a 17 foul for West Claremont. The reason that Trey Lopez is at the line is a 1-on-1. He drains the first to earn the second. Trey Lopez good on both of them. And the Braves take a 17-15 lead. Trey Lopez with his 4th point of the game. Johnny Baltimore with 3, Wyatt Walks with 3. The players that are on the floor right now, including Ty Thornton, who checked in for the Braves. Again, Johnny Baltimore forcing Ames to catch the ball 15, 17 feet away from the basket. Good work right there. Braves doing a good job with those cuts and those screens on the baseline. And that's going to be a foul on Ty Thornton. Dante Turner, the 5'10 junior, with a nice shot fake and take to the basket. Able to draw the contact as Thornton tried to defend from behind. Dante Turner going to head to the line. Turner gets the first one. 87.5% free throw shooter, limited action. Dante Turner averaging 2.7 points, 1.5 rebounds a game, but making it count when he does get to the line, and the second one's very good as well. Nice stroke from the line there for Dante Turner. 17 all, just under 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Josh Young has checked into the game for the Braves. So you got Lopez, Thornton, Walks, Young, and Baltimore. Substitutions keep coming. Ishmael's going to go out. John Eichholz is going to come back in for West Claremont. Baltimore facing. Lopez with a lot of room out there. Inside to Baltimore, the turn and the baby hook, no good. West Claremont going to come the other way, 17-17. 5.5 minutes left in the first half. Ames yet to attempt a three-pointer this year, if you're wondering, as far off as they were playing. And Eichholz doing a nice job to create space inside with the bucket. 19-17, just over 5 minutes left in the half. Talk about the two bigs recruited by Miami, Ames and Lawal. Those guys played back on the 18th of December as Lopez, again, getting into that West Claremont defense, able to draw the foul, a reach, and Lopez going to go back to the line. He is living at the line right now. In that game, I'm sure there was a lot of buildup to Division I recruits. As it turns out, West Claremont beat Withrow 49-28. And in the game, Lawal and Ames combined for 4 points. They did combine for 12 rebounds, but 4 points and 12 rebounds. I'm sure there are a lot of people that wanted to see more in that game between those two, but maybe they neutralized each other. Misses the second one, but back the other way, 19-17. Turner shakes free. And once again, Turner with the bucket. 21-17. West Clermont with the 4-point lead. Then Bader with the up fake. Jumps to pass in the corner to Baltimore. Baltimore going to bring it out to the wing. Back to Bader. He's going to challenge in the lane, and shot is blocked. Toner with a good decision, 1-on-2, to pull it back out and run some offense. Open shot in the corner for Steele, no good. Baltimore with the rebound. Ty Thornton will hand it off to Trey Lopez. Lopez will take the shot from inside the three-point line. It's the 2, and it's a 2-point game. 21-19. West Clermont up by just 2 with 3:40 left in the half. Trey Lopez getting up into Eichholtz there. Looks like we're going to have an illegal screen. I think they might have gotten Turner on that. Yeah, number 22, Turner. So that's going to be the 18th foul, or I'm sorry, the 19th foul for West Clermont. Turner's going to have a seat. Ishmael's going to come in to replace him. The other player that checked in for West Clermont's number 11, Hunter Eads, a 6-foot senior. And they guarding Wyatt Walks. Lopez with the screen from Young. Johnny Baltimore with the shot fake. Gets to the elbow. Has the ball stripped. Back the other way for West Clermont. This West Clermont team is a physical team with active hands. Very strong kids. Nice job by Ishmael to find space and not rush it. Bucket push that lead back up to 4, 23-19. Just under 3 minutes left in the half. Wyatt Walks going to take his time and pull for the 3 to get the Braves within a point. 23-22, West Clermont lead. Wyatt Walks once again showing you his game and the poise that he has for a sophomore. Nice take by Eichholtz, unable to finish with that left hand though. Wyatt Walks off the other way for Lopez, spots up for a 3. He's got it. Braves going to take a 25-23 lead, and West Clermont is going to take a timeout. Correspondent Coach Greg Mazzaro going to call a timeout. Talk a little bit about maybe defending that three-point line. Coach Mazzaro giving it to him right now, and I think it's just all about energy. When you see a coach yell like he's yelling right now, I think it's just imploring his guys to be a little tougher and a little more active. Looking at the Braves, we talked about what happened last week as we look forward to this week to come. Braves in a brutal stretch. A lot of tough games. You know, they had Deer Park last Tuesday. You know, they got Wyoming, or had them Friday. Here with West Clermont tonight. Madeira, always a tough one, always a rivalry game. I think a 2 or 3 point Indian Hill win at Madeira earlier this season. Then Indian Hill traveling to Hughes, home against Reading. Reading is playing great basketball right now, and then down at a young, talented Marymount team on the 29th of January to finish out the month. Tough stretch for the Braves. Ishmael with the ball up top for West Clermont. Off to Steele. Steele's going to hit Ames. Ames, nice entry pass to Eichholtz. And Ames going to get that rebound and then be called for a charge. Amari Whitehead doing a great job. One of the things I know that Indian Hill would like to do more of is be a little bit more physical, take charges, be able to get into people, to get open. And Amari Whitehead obviously buying into what Indian Hill is trying to do. Got under Jackson Ames and turned a very promising situation. Ames with the ball right at the 10 to putting Ames on the bench with another foul. 10 team fouls now in the half for West Clermont. And that's a big play. Mark that down by Amari Whitehead. Baltimore with the nice rip through, and he gets a little bit of rhythm from the rip through onto that shot. Johnny Baltimore with his spot on the floor, that baseline, he makes a living right there. All of a sudden, this Indian Hill lead is up to 4. West Clermont working it. Indian Hill doing a good job defensively. Johnny Baltimore, good job staying on the floor, and he's going to cause a turnover. Johnny Baltimore doing a great job just to wall up and just to stay solid. Not jumping at the ball, not leaving the floor, just like you like to see him do it. The Braves will bring it up with a 4-point lead, a little over a minute left in the half, and they had an opportunity to add to it. Wyatt Walks gets the ball inside, and now Maury Whitehead with the shots contested, and Braves will keep possession. Ben Bader, one of the team captains on the inbound. Johnny Baltimore, nice job of getting into Alex Wisbaugh. Ben Bader goes to the basket, gets it blocked, but able to maintain possession. And then the same kind of call, Johnny Baltimore turning around, gets a little contact. Give credit to West Claremont for going on the floor. Same thing as Maury Whitehead on the other end, able to draw the foul, and Johnny Baltimore is going to exit the game. Jalen Thornton coming in, so it's going to be Thornton, Jalen Thornton, Whitehead, Lopez, Walks, Bader on the floor for the Indian Hill Braves. 45 seconds left in the first half of this one. 4-point Braves lead. Eichholz strong to the basket, but facing Jalen Thornton, gets shut off on the baseline, tries to throw it out, throws it on the back of the backboard. So Indian Hill's going to inbound. Be interesting to see what they do here. A little pressure from West Claremont. Maury Whitehead, nice job flashing to the ball. And an even better decision to run something here with 30 seconds left in the half. Thornton off to Whitehead. A little bit of contact there, no call. Good job of keeping the pivot foot, not getting knocked off his base. Ben Bader up top with the ball. There is the 5-second call in the high school game. It's left the college game, but it's still in the high school game. Braves mindful and doing a good job with that. Whitehead with the follow on the Trey Lopez miss right at the buzzer. Push that Braves lead up to 6, 29-23. So that's where it ends here at the end of the first half. Great job for the Braves. For the Braves, Trey Lopez leading all scorers with 14 points. Wyatt Walks with 6. And Indian Hill doing a nice job here early. They'll head to the locker room with a 6-point lead. We're going to take a break. We'll be out for about 10 minutes, 9 minutes and 37 seconds on our clock for the half right now. And the Braves have a 6-point lead. Get something to eat. We'll meet you back here in about 10 minutes.
Coverage of tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network is a presentation of the Indian Hill High School Video Department. The Video Department provides the community with educational and school-focused programming through the facilities of the ICRC. Coverage of tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network is a presentation of the Indian Hill High School Video Department. The Video Department provides the community with educational and school-focused programming through the facilities of the ICRC. The Indian Hill Television Network produces coverage of many of the school sporting events, so be sure to catch all the boys and girls action on this community access channel. For playback times in your area, call the ICRC at 772-4272 or visit their website at www.icrctv.com.
Back at snowy and freezing Cincinnati, Ohio, Indian Hill High School. It's 32 degrees right now. It's going to be 32 degrees until 6 o'clock in the morning. And it's going to warm up to 37 degrees tomorrow during the day. Unless we get a little bit more of Trey Lopez, who leads all scorers with 14 points. He was hot in the first half. For the Braves, Lopez had 14, Amari Whitehead with 4, Walks with 6, and Baltimore with 5. So only 4 players in the books, but a lot of guys doing a lot of other things. As Baltimore will start off with a missed shot. Back down the other way for West Claremont. For West Claremont, a little bit better diversification, but not as many points. 5 players scoring for them, led by John Eichholz and Jackson Ames. Ames with the ball will take it to the basket. A nice job there. One of the things we didn't see in the first half was Ames being able to get the ball at that point in the floor. Johnny Baltimore's done an excellent job tonight, keeping him out away from the basket. And the Braves lead cut to 4 here, 29-25 with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Ishmael with the steal back against Ben Bader. Ben Bader doing a great job staying solid. And they're going to call a travel on Ishmael. Good call right there. Ben Bader doing a great job transition defense, first getting back, then meeting the ball 10 or 12 feet away from the basket and then just staying solid, not giving the offensive player too much credit there. Braves going to have a quick timeout here to talk about things, and I think part of it has to do with team defense on the other end. Don't want Jackson Ames to start catching the ball in the lane and go off. Really hard to defend once he catches it, that part of the floor. So the Braves with Baltimore, Thornton, Lopez, Bader, and Walks on the floor. Going to be some token pressure, looks like here, at least on the inbounds. Ishmael on Bader. Bader will go out high so he can run toward the ball. Lopez will come back and get it. The Braves are off and running. Lopez is going to take it all the way to the basket. And they're going to give the ball. Interesting call there. They're going to give the ball to the Braves. No foul called. Clearly, Lopez with the ball in his hand going out of bounds. I think you got to call one way or the other. Never understood that. Braves maintain possession. Lopez off to Bader. Up top to Jalen Thornton. Braves going to try to spread them out. One thing not seeing right now is West Claremont coming way out to get them. Bader with the drive on the baseline, kick out to Walks. Missed shot from the corner, but a good look. Jalen Thornton with a great screen on the other end to make that drive possible by Ben Bader. Eichholz with the ball on Thornton. Thornton doing a nice job. Nice cut there by Jackson Ames and a good dish by Ishmael to get West Claremont within a bucket here with 6 minutes left. Baltimore going to set that screen for Bader. Bader gets around, waits for the help. Nobody comes. Drains the shot from the foul line, and the Braves push the lead back up to 4 with 5:45 left in the third quarter. Jackson Ames, very impressive. Talked about him playing JV basketball last year. It takes guys that size a lot longer to develop as Eichholz gets free and drains a 3. And it's a 31-30 game. Braves still in front, 5.5 minutes left in the third quarter. But Jackson Ames making light years of progress, and you saw it just a couple of years ago with Jackson Hayes over at Moeller, another guy with length. It just takes time. Trey Lopez with a 3-point shot to push that Braves lead back up to 4. Lopez doing a great job using screens and finding space. didn't get discouraged early in the game when he missed a couple, and that's the mindset you got to have to be a productive offensive player. Next one's going in. Ishmael is going to take a shot from the corner. Bader with the rebound. Braves are off and running. Up ahead to Walks. Walks going to go up and under. No good. Good defense by John Eichholz on the other end. Ishmael will step up, pass it off to Eichholz. Eichholz going to launch from three. No good. Jackson Ames going to get the rebound, but Jalen Thornton doing a great job to come over and tie him up. Johnny Baltimore did everything right there, boxed him out, just a long carom. And Jackson Ames with that length able to get it, but Jalen Thornton did him one better and came over and tied him up. Possession arrow going to go to West Claremont. Nonetheless, Braves will have the next. You always want to flip that possession arrow. That is a valuable thing. Jalen Thornton really defensively being asked to do a lot of really tough things here in the last week. As West Claremont gets a good look on a cross screen. Mateo Lopez in the game for the Braves, his first action of the night. So you got the Lopez brothers out there with Bader and Baltimore and Thornton. Good job by Jackson Ames there to fend off Jalen Thornton and get that board very strong. But talking about Jalen Thornton and some of the matchups he's had, as that is a great drive and pass. Ames rushes a shot a little bit, unable to convert. But a good look there. Braves need to fix that. Lopez again working out there with those screens, getting the reach. Ben Bader with the shot off. Johnny Baltimore with the hustle to chase it down, and it's going to actually be Braves ball. He tipped that ball up in the air. It was going out of bounds, but there happened to be a West Claremont player. And Gavin Pitts laying on the ground. Ball hits off Pitts, so it'll be Braves ball. Will stay down in this end. But Jalen Thornton tonight guarding Eichholz. Tuesday night last week, Jalen Thornton matched up against Mark Wise of Deer Park. Just showing great athleticism and versatility. And how about the toughness from Mateo Lopez? Mateo Lopez down there between Jackson Ames and Ishmael, and somehow able to get that up and get it to go. Ames with a good look, but pass too high, and they'll turn it over. Mateo Lopez playing great minutes for these Braves this year, the sophomore, younger brother of Trey Lopez. You think about that sophomore class with Mateo Lopez, Wyatt Walks, and they got a couple of bigs coming with Luke Robinson, Matthew Veith. In that freshman class. Watch out for the freshman class. Nice job being strong up top by Colton Brewer. Maury Whitehead going to make them pay for the overplay, but they strip it and go the other way. Trey Lopez, I thought did a nice job of just staying solid, but they saw contact, and that's an and one for West Claremont. Braves with a 2-point lead, just under 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. But that freshman class for Indian Hill with a handful of good players that are going to be contributors in the next year or two. When you look at that sophomore class, that's going to be a nice pairing. Missed free throw. Whitehead with the rebound off to Ben Bader. Mateo Lopez being strong with the basketball. Nice move by Bader to get it out in the corner for Colton Brewer. So it's a smaller Braves lineup out there right now with no Jackson Ames, and Amari Whitehead going to take over and bully. Surprised he didn't go up with that. Bringing a lot of energy, Amari Whitehead, as he has all year, and looks like we're going to have a screen foul on Ben Bader. Ben Bader getting too physical for the likes of this official. The point guard setting a physical screen, getting the call. We'll go the other way. We'll take that. Love the physicality. Braves once again with a small lineup. Brewer, the two Lopez's, Amari Whitehead and Ben Bader out on the floor right now. No Thornton, no Young, and no Baltimore. Another great look for Eichholz, but he's denied. Great help defense by the Braves, and West Clermont's going to turn it over. Well, looks like they're going to call that off an Indian Hill player, actually, so West Clermont's going to keep possession. I didn't see it from here, but I'm a little further away. So good times ahead for this Indian Hill program. But an opportunity right now to win a game against a big school that they haven't beaten in a couple of years. West Clermont doing a great job of passing the ball inside, just unable to finish. Back the other way, Whitehead a little impatient, didn't have numbers. West Clermont going to get a rebound, get the ball underneath, back out to the corner, and they're going to set up. Good decision by number 22, Dante Turner, to run something here. Minute 10 left here in the third quarter. The Braves up by 2. Turner with the three-point shot, no good, but he's going to get his own rebound and pass the ball in to DJ Vanillo. And he gets the bucket, and that's going to tie us at 36. Frantic pace on the offensive end for West Clermont, but they're really playing hard. Lopez going to inbound to his brother in the backcourt, and they will pick you up. They're back toward denial and picking up and guarding people far away from the basket. So they laid off that for a little bit in this game, but West Clermont back to what they do well. Braves with an opportunity, though, to spread them out. Here's a little bit of a run and jump in the trap. Lopez does a nice job, gets to Ben Bader, didn't want that shot. Braves with an opportunity to beat this with the drive and the dribble, and a kick out to Mateo Lopez for the three from the corner. Lopez giving Indian Hill a nice scoring punch here in the third quarter. Down to 9 seconds. Looks like we're going to have a foul on the floor called on Amari Whitehead against Dante Turner. Now there's a little bit of chirping. Need to get in the middle of this and stop it. Like to see these two guys, both been very good tonight. Like to see them stay on the floor. Looks like we're going to have a substitution. Sam Richardson's going to come in. Whitehead's going to go out. Johnny Boltman's going to come in. Ben Bader's going to come out with 6 seconds. Johnny Baltimore going to bring a little length here. Try to deny the big man. 5 seconds left. Ball in the corner. Eichholz going to shoot the three, and it's no good. Ames with the ball off the fingertips as the clock expires. And the Braves end the quarter with a 39-36 lead. Great quarter for the Braves in the sense that they took a punch from West Clermont. West Clermont on a little bit of a run there. Braves able to reclaim the lead and end on a high note. Really, I think we've seen it all from both sides. We saw a little bit of pressure defense there from West Clermont. We saw a little bit of run and jump. Braves able to handle it. Right now, looks like West Clermont able to get the ball into the paint to some of its stronger players, but those guys unable to catch and then square up and finish. Maybe rushing it a little bit, I don't know. Indian Hill on the other end with a lot of opportunity to spread this team out and take advantage of space. But again, talked about it earlier, this is a team that does not switch in West Clermont. Indian Hill has an opportunity to get guys free with the screen. Good hard screens. Get guys open for easy looks. So Indian Hill's going to have the ball in the inbound as we start this final quarter. Braves going to come out with Wachs, Bader, Trey Lopez, Jalen Thornton, and Johnny Baltimore. Trey Lopez again finding space, open shot. A little bit strong on that one. Braves do a good job of getting back. They've really done a great job tonight. West Claremont likes to get the ball up the floor in transition before settling for half-court offense, and the Braves have done a good job taking that away from them for most of the night. Boy, I tell you what, those cross screens on this flex offense are murder. Braves really getting stuck on some of those. Nice job boxing out by the Braves. Thornton able to pick it up on the bounce off the miss. Ben Bader over in the corner. Johnny Baltimore doing a nice job holding off Eichholz. Maybe a little bit of an opportunity to bring that back. Braves being very patient, not forcing any passes. Jalen Thornton going to take Ames. Kick it out to Baltimore for the three, no good, but Trey Lopez going to battle for that rebound, get it to Wyatt Walks underneath. Walks able to get the shot off against Ames. Baltimore with the rebound, Ames with the block and the possession. Nice job by Jackson Ames, showing you the value of a true rim defender right there. Braves with a couple of looks in there, but tough going against the 6'10" Ames. They're going to call a foul against Wyatt Walks. No big deal there. The Braves with just their fourth team foul with 6:15 left. Probably about the place you want to be in the event that you need to foul and stop the clock and send somebody to the line. You don't want to be sitting at 1 or 2 with a couple of minutes left. And no foul trouble for anybody to speak of for Indian Hill. Johnny Baltimore with 2 fouls. Of all the players on the floor, that's the most. Johnny beating off the dribble. The miss, Baltimore with the rebound. 6 minutes left. Braves by 3. Low scoring affair. Braves have really had it their way, taking away the transition opportunities and the opportunities at the rim for this West Claremont team to hold them to just 36 points to this point in the game. West Claremont's pressure is starting to wear on the Braves a little bit. And the good news here is a foul called. That foul's going to be on Brandon Steele. And good to get that call, take a little bit of the edge off the aggressiveness of West Claremont. Game getting a little bit ragged. Good news for West Claremont, they can make mistakes out on the perimeter with pressure and still have it cleaned up on the back end by their big. Johnny Baltimore getting to the elbow. The shot no good, but Trey Lopez battling in there, getting the rebound after the tip. And it looks like we're going to have a jump ball. Great job by Jalen Thornton to go tie up Jackson Ames. It's going to be West Claremont ball. However, arrow's going to flip over to the Braves, and the next one's going to be valuable. Jalen Thornton with a couple of tie-ups tonight of the big guy. Looks like Ames is holding that wrist a little bit. Ames doing a nice job sealing. Gets the ball on the lob and puts it in. Yeah, you can see why they like this guy. Not just tall, understands the game, and the guy that likes contact. You got to love that. Braves with a 1-point lead. Drive by Lopez, and looks like we're going to have ball called out on West Claremont. Braves will inbound underneath. Ben Bader with the turnover. Here comes Ames out in transition. And they're going to call Jalen Thornton for the foul. I guess they say he got him with the body. Jackson Ames showing you different parts to his game. Looks like Jalen Thornton has picked up his second foul. Again, no foul trouble here for the Braves. Just the 15th foul also of this second half. 44% free throw shooter. Jackson Ames once again long. He was long on his first miss tonight. He split the pair the first trip to the line. Trying to hold true to that 50-50. Hard again off the back of the iron. Johnny Baltimore with the rebound. So the Braves hold a 1-point lead with 4 minutes, 45 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Running a little Virginia. Lopez down the lane, and it's sent back by Jackson Ames. Nice help defense there. Braves just don't see a lot of that. There's some fairly long guys here in the CHL. Ibrahima Athey at Deer Park. Evan Prater at Wyoming, just not at that level. And the Braves are going to call a timeout. A little bit of difficulty with the inbounds here underneath recently. So Braves going to talk about it. This is an opportunity to score the basketball, but if they don't score, just get it in and run some offense. Take this opportunity to mention a couple of Indian Hill Braves. Saw A.J. King tonight. A.J. King headed back to Johns Hopkins. Got a baseball meeting tomorrow at noon. Had flight difficulties here with Southwest Airlines this evening. Colin Shaw, who's been living back in Philadelphia at Swarthmore since December 27th, his Swarthmore Garnet now up to number 10 in the nation, Division III basketball. Colin playing about 20 minutes a game. Doing a great job with a great group of guys. It's a wonderful thing when you got a good fit and good people around you. Johnny Baltimore, speaking of good people around him, looks around, nobody to pass it to. Johnny will take that shot from the elbow, will sink along too, and it's 41-38 Braves. 4:15 left here in the fourth quarter. Ames once again with the catch, but too far away to do anything with it. Nice defense there by Mateo Lopez to cut off the baseline. Jalen Thornton now working on Jackson Ames. Thornton holding him off, but a three-point basket by Hunter Eads. Hunter Eads, the 6-foot senior, with a big shot at this point in the game to tie it up. 3 minutes, 45 seconds here in the fourth. Ben Baker with the nifty behind the back. Off to Johnny Baltimore. The three, no good. But Mateo Lopez right there to finish. No good. Jackson Ames once again with the rebound for West Claremont. They're getting a little more deliberate now instead of the transition opportunities. Johnny Baltimore doing a good job battling in there. Jackson Ames, no good. Baltimore with the rebound. We're going the other way. Ben Bader's starting to feel that dribble, maybe a bit too much. The corner pass out to Mateo Lopez. Mateo Lopez with another big shot. West Claremont trying to push it down the other way, true to their nature. Pass a little bit too long, and they're going to turn it over. Braves with a 3-point lead, 3 minutes left. Ben Bader going to get a little bit of a blow here. The Braves are going to bring in Trey Lopez. Lopez, Walks, Baltimore, and Thornton. It's a tremendous minutes for Mateo Lopez. Not only what he's given his team, but what he's getting from it. Trey Lopez needs to pass the basketball, and we get a 5-second call right there. These Braves guards are blessed with great handles, but sometimes that clock in the head, it's hard. It's hard to know. But Trey Lopez with the turnover there on the dribble. Jalen Thornton's going to check out. Ben Bader's going to come back in. So you got Bader, Lopez, Walks, and Baltimore. Ishmael off to Jackson Ames, out to Eichholtz. Eichholtz with the three, no good. Wyatt Walks with the rebound. He passes ahead. Nice pass to Johnny Baltimore. Baltimore corrals it. Now he realizes he's got a smaller guy on him. Baltimore able to footwork him and power up for the layup. Johnny Baltimore heading to Wheaton College. Another good, solid Division III basketball school. And a great job by Trey Lopez to get in there and battle. Jackson Ames going to be called for the foul. I believe that's going to be the third on Ames. Just 2 minutes left here in the fourth quarter, so not a problem. But Johnny Baltimore headed to Wheaton out in Illinois, playing against some grown men out there. Every year I think they get the likes of Augustana and some of those guys. It's a big team too. Looking at that roster, I think they got about 7 or 8 guys 6'7" or taller. Ben Bader with a drive, and let's see what we got here. Looks like we're going to have a foul. It's going to be drawn underneath. Looks like maybe Trey Lopez called for the foul. 6 foul on the Braves for the half. Next one will put us in the 1-1. 1:44 left in this one. The Braves enjoy a 5-point lead. We said coming in, if you look at the common opponents, both Turpin and Anderson, these teams have played those other teams pretty closely. Ames really wants that ball down low. Unable to finish. Ames got that ball right at the block, passed it back, relocated so he could get it even closer. Was able to do so, but unable to finish once he got it. Interesting. Interesting statement about, I guess, how he sees his range right now. But I love that. I love the fact that he gave it up and got it back. I'll tell you what, in the second half, you got to give West Clermont credit. They have gotten the ball to the part of the floor that's advantageous for them time and time again. Just haven't had as much luck as they'd hoped with finishing once they got it there. Braves doing a great job post defense. Jalen Ford and Johnny Baltimore both battling. And then it's up to the guards once that shot goes up and they're holding off the big guy. Up to the guards to go in there and get possession, and the guards have done just that. Braves doing an excellent job in a lot of regards tonight. Speaking of excellence, how about Don Barker and that pep band for Indian Hill? This is a different place when the pep band is here. Just adds a level of enthusiasm and energy to this gym. So I'd like to say thanks and appreciation for all that Don Barker and this Indian Hill pep band does. Big crowd too. With this school, we mentioned 2,300 in the high school at West Clermont. A lot of fans. This gym's packed a little bit more than it normally would be on a Tuesday night, especially for an out-of-league game. Great inbound play by West Clermont and a good finish by DJ Villanello. And it looks like we're going to have a block, and that's going to be number 4 on Jackson Ames. That's not how he wants to get it, not at that part of the floor. And he's going to actually come out here with a minute 10, 3-point game. Braves with the lead and the ball. The Jackson Ames heading to the bench. We'll bring Eichholtz back in, so from the skillet to the frying pan, just a different type of thing. And Braves going to call a timeout. Didn't like the way they're getting that one in. You know, in all honesty, as good a player as Jackson Ames is, you know, this West Clermont team, we talked about it, a lot of guys 6 feet, 6'3", strong group of kids, juniors and seniors. They might even be harder for the Indian Hill team right now to guard with Ames off the floor. Present a lot of challenges, a lot of guys that can bully, a lot of guys that can get to the basket, shooters. So obviously Jackson Ames a huge part of West Clermont's basketball team, but for this last minute and 10 where you got to put points on the board and play at a pace, that might not be the worst thing that happens to him all night. We'll see how long he's on the bench if they agree. Other thing you got to think about is if this game does go to overtime, he's going to be playing with 4 fouls, and that's the difference. Indian Hill back on the floor with Bader, Wachs, Lopez, and Baltimore. Love to see Mateo Lopez put out there in this situation. What it does for his confidence to know he's on the floor at this point in this type of game is something you can't overstate. We're going to have a foul against West Clermont. It's going to be on number 4, DJ Villanello, a 6'1" junior. Trey Lopez doing a great job tonight with the dribble, getting down, making it hard for people, making them reach and making them bump. The Braves with difficulty getting the inbound. Once again, nice job by Ben Bader to take a timeout. Credit West Clermont in their denial. It's a good, hard-nosed group of athletes on this team. Well, another one of those years, I guess you have to look at it. Loveland still to play and still 1:07 left in this one, but the way the Braves play against the top teams in the Eastern Cincinnati Conference, tied with Turpin after 3 quarters, up by 3 here with 1:07 left in this one against the second-place West Clermont Wolves. Boy, I tell you what, Braves might match up pretty well in that Eastern Cincinnati Conference. They got Loveland toward the end of the year, but last year they ran the table with the exception of the West Clermont game in that conference, and ran the table, I believe, the year before. So the Braves, for whatever reason, like that East Cincinnati Conference, but it's a physical conference with a lot of kids and a lot of bigger players. Braves seem to favor that to some of the in-conference matchups with Wyoming and Deer Park, and Madeira for that matter. They're going to give another foul. It's only their 5th. So time ticking, only 1 second in that case. The time taken away from West Clermont here, and they would like to get the Braves to that line and try to get possession. And it looks like Milanello's going to come out, and the senior Braden Steele is going to come in. Got some fouls to give. Lopez once again, an immediate reach by Ismail to get us to a 6th foul. That took 2 seconds off the clock, so we're down to 1:04. For the Braves right now, take care of the basketball, make your free throws. Getting to that time, and obviously with Trey Lopez being an 87% shooter, they're reaching, they're trying to get him. Ben Bader, they're going to foul him. But Indian Hill doing a nice job getting it to the top free throw shooter on the team, or at least on the floor, and Trey Lopez had to give it up, though. Ben Bader is 61% free throw shooter, and he's going to be in a 1-and-1. Just looking at the guys on the floor, Mateo Lopez, a 75% free throw shooter. Ben Bader, 61%. Trey Lopez, over 77% after tonight. Wyatt Walks at 75%. And Johnny Baltimore has shot it 20 times, made 17. I know that because that's one of the things I look for with Johnny. Get to that line as much as possible, but 85%, that's what 17 of 20 yields, and Johnny Baltimore is really good for this team when he gets to the line. How about the senior Ben Bader making 2 big ones here, push that Braves lead to 5 with under a minute left. Ben Bader doing a great job stepping up for his team. Once again, outside of the lane, he's catching the ball, but nice job with the finish. A quick timeout for West Clermont as we're down to 45 seconds and back to a 3-point Brave lead. Don't know that we're going to see any changes to this Braves lineup, given the free throw shooters get on the floor. Other guys, Maury Whitehead at 45%, Jalen Thornton at 48%, Ty Thornton at 60%, Colton Brewer. This is the team you want out on the floor if it's about ball security and it's about making free throws, which it is at this point in the game. Braves with 6 fouls, so their next one will send West Clermont to the line. Braves with big opportunity to go into that game Friday night against Madeira with a little bit of momentum. Getting up off the mat after 2 tough ones against Deer Park, game that they could have won. They just got sped up a little bit, lost some poise, and then out at Wyoming, which is a really good team with some tough matchups for the Braves. It's always a tough place to play, and Wyoming, regardless of how evenly matched the teams are, there are years when Indian Hill will win a home game by 20 or 30, and Wyoming will return the favor. You love it when you get good, tight games between the two of them. We've had a few of them over the past 5 years or so, but we've also had a number of blowouts that have gone both ways. So Indian Hill's going to inbound it, try to get it to one of these good free throw shooters. Walks back to Bader. Bader don't want to get tied up there. He held the ball. Did a nice job, though, not to get tied up. That's the number one thing. And now Ben Bader, the senior, going to go to the line. Lead his team with a couple of free throws here. 3-point Indian Hill lead, 42 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Going to have a substitution. Villanello back in the game, as well as Jackson Ames. Little offense for defense substitution right now. Hunter Eads and Brandon Steele sit down. Ben Bader with another free throw. Big free throw for the senior. Showing leadership here. Ben Bader's made 4 of them here in the last few seconds. Stretches that Indian Hill lead out again to 5. Baltimore with a great wall up. Ball batted around. Claremont is going to take control of it. Shot by Eicholt's no good. Now just shooting threes. I don't think that's what they need. It's going to stay with West Claremont, but West Claremont's shooting it right now like they're down more than 2 possessions. Now that we're down to 25 seconds, that might change, but certainly West Claremont throwing the threes in desperation a little early, in my opinion. Now they're going to take their time. Shoot a 3. Ames with the rebound. It's stripped away. Wild walks. And Trey Lopez. Trey Lopez is going to do a good job of weaving his way through this defense without rushing anything and forcing a shot. Trey Lopez knows the name of the game is to draw that foul, keep possession, and get back to the line. 12 seconds left in this one. Trey Lopez is going to try to make this a 3-possession game. Still a 1-and-1, just a 19 foul for West Claremont. And we're going to have that offense-defense substitution take place again. Jackson Ames going to head to the bench. Actually going to get some water. With a 2-possession game right now, Trey Lopez with 2 free throws could make it a 3-possession game. He hits the first one. And these Indian Hill guards showing tremendous poise. Ben Bader with 4 makes here in the last couple of minutes. Trey Lopez with a whole evening of makes from the line. Lopez with a chance to make it 3 possessions, and he does. 7-point Indian Hill lead, 52-45, less than 10 minutes or 10 seconds left. West Claremont really in a desperation situation now. Indian Hill doesn't even, well, timeout, 2.8 seconds. They're going to have to inbound it now. Great job. I know Coach Birch looking at him saying, hey, let's not quit playing, but great job not to foul. 2.8 seconds left. Basically have to just get this ball in bounds, and this is a ball game. So Indian Hill up 5, 2.8 seconds left. Looks like they're going to hold on here at home against West Claremont. See, a couple of college coaches came out tonight, and also a coach from Walnut Hills. Going to get a look at him, looking at what's next for Indian Hill. Friday night they're going to host Madeira here at Indian Hill. As always, Friday night against Madeira, packed gym, a lot of friends, a lot of guys that know each other. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we are going to be on, I'm told, live. We're going to do both the JV game and the varsity game. So if you've got a youngster that's maybe playing and you're hoping to see him play in a varsity game, you're going to actually see him play. Guys like, Ty Thornton's going to be playing a lot of minutes. You're going to have Luke Robinson playing, Matthew Veith playing. So you want to see those guys. Check them out Friday night, home against Madeira. Mateo Lopez not going to be fouled, and that's going to be it. On the other hand, for West Claremont, they're at Walnut Hills Friday night. If you're a West Claremont fan, check that out. Braves win it by 5, 52-47 after a difficult stretch. 2 league games that didn't go the way they want. Braves get up off the mat, show great toughness. Get back in transition, battle those flex screens, push a 6'10 player off the spot that he wanted to be in, and get back in transition, take care of the basketball, and really do a great job tonight. Team effort. And how about the free throws toward the end of the game by these guards? Wonderful, wonderful job by the Indian Hill Braves tonight, the coaching staff. Tim Birch, Adam Birch, Brandon Miller, and Manny Lanker. Great job. Well, IHTN A lot of people here responsible for all the good work. Denny Dupps and what he teaches these young folks about how to make something and how to be technically gifted. It's terrific. I know Churchy, he's busy tonight with Purcell Marion out at Wyoming. But Churchy's son, Will Church, I know was on the camera, and I'm sure there were others. Here we go. It's going to come up on the monitor. Little credit where credit's due. Denny Dupps, the producer. Owen Norwell, the director. Steve Overberg, the technical director. Michael Overberg. It's an Overberg family affair with the graphics. Owen Norwell with the replay. And then the camera operators, Will Church, Joey Allsbach, and Mrs. Katie Overberg. I'm Brian Shaw, thanking you for joining us tonight. The Braves win it by 5, 52-47 over a good West Claremont team. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all Friday night. Don't forget, we'll be on the air early for the JV game, Indian Hill versus Madeira. Good night.
Coverage of tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network is a presentation of the Indian Hill High School Video Department. The Video Department provides the community with educational and school-focused programming through the facilities of the ICRC. Exclusive coverage of tonight's game on the Indian